Now that you know how to edit the main page out here, if you want to edit anything in this left-hand sidebar, and notice it is called a sidebar, down at the bottom there's a little link that actually says edit the sidebar. Now when you click on this, it's going to look a little strange, so I'm going to explain before I click on it what's going to happen. I noticed over here there's a chunk called music class with a picture underneath it. And then there's another little chunk called more information with a bunch of words under it. So essentially on the side, I have one chunk that is music class, another chunk that is more information. When I click on edit sidebar, I'm going to see these two chunks, but they look much, much different. So now that they came up, you see how it looks different? Well, the only thing that you need to be worried about is right here. There's chunk number 1 that has edit and delete, and chunk number 2 that has edit and delete. Well, if you remember all of our, where it said music with a picture, that was in chunk number 1. So if I click to edit it, remember that's the picture that was on the front of my website. So of course, I could click on the picture, hit the X and remove it, and put my picture as a music teacher. I could do that if I wanted to. Or if you had a cool picture of your students or an instrument, you could change that. Also, I could just type words into this box too that would show up on the front of my website. Then I would hit OK when I'm done. Now the navigation was chunk number 2. If I edit it, remember, those were all the links that were in the second box. Now let's say that you do not do recorders with your students. Maybe you're a teacher that does not have to do that in their school. So if you do not do recorders and you wanted to take off that whole page, all I do is click on recorders, so now it's blue, and then over here I can remove it by clicking the X. Now if I accidentally, oops, I didn't mean to do that, I can always add that page back by clicking add the page and then going down and finding the one that said recorders and then hit OK. And now my recorders come back in. But let's say they come back in, but recorders are important to me, so I don't want them at the bottom. Well, if I'm clicked on recorders, I can use the up arrow to move it up or the down arrow to move it down. Okay, well let's say recorders are pretty important in my school, but maybe I do them more than Circle Estate. So let's just put them right here. Once I'm done figuring out the order of my links, I am going to hit OK. Now I want to show you one other thing. When I go back into the edit, do you see how we added a page, but we also can add a URL? This means if I wanted to link to, let's say, Music Express magazine, if I just wanted the kids to be able to click on Music Express, I could add the URL and type Music Express, and then I could type in the Music Express website and say OK, and it would pop up right here in my list. So let's say OK and save up here in the red box. As soon as it says my changes have been saved, I can go back here, Fake General Music Class. It'll take me back to the front of my website. So now I look, Recorders Rock is right back where I wanted it. And now I know the difference between editing the second chunk and the third chunk. Now, if you want to add something that is not here, let's say in my school I do a drum line. If I do like an after-school drum line or a drumming club, maybe I want to add a page for those students. Well, to do that, I can't just click on Edit Sidebar and add that page because I have not built a drumming page yet. So in the next video, we're going to show you that we would need to actually create a drumming page, and then we could actually link it over here to the side. So you build it, then you link it.